Sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa Buddhaṃ saranam gacchāmi Dhammam saranam gacchāmi Sangham saranam gacchāmi Satta Sukhi Bhuvantu Sarve Bhavantu Sukhino Sarve Bhavantu Santu Ma Kinchit Ma Kinchit Ma Kinchit Sukhamagama There's a sutta is a controversial one. This is called Amagandha Sutta. Now this word Amagandha has a strange connotation. It actually means foul smell coming from rotting flesh. But the commentary says there was also a monk and Brahmin by that name. It sounds very strange that there should be a person with such a name. And if you see the commentary, it talks of two instances. One is the instance with Gautamala Buddha, other is with the earlier Buddha, Kassapa Buddha. So, similar instances reported there also. That a Brahman comes to see the Buddha, and the Brahman does not eat any flesh, he does not eat even proper, good quality foods, he eats only the So when he comes to Buddha and sees him eating food, rice and good quality food, so to say, and some meat. So he tells him, "What is this? You are eating
Buddha eating meat."
Yeah, this is what the sutta says. So he tells him, "You eat all these things, and it's like eating stench." So Buddha then tells him, what is the real stench? And then that is the whole Amagandha Sutta. So we can start from the first. Okay, I'll read on the first two, and other than the verses. Samakincha Anguda Kachikani Kachina Kani Cha Pataphallam Moolaphallam Gaviphallam Dhammena Labdham Satam Asnamana Na Kama Kama Alikam Bhanati. He says the virtuous people who eat, these are Samaka, Kingurlika, Kanika, Patphala, Moolaphala, Gaviphala, different sorts of roots and leaves and grass. So the virtuous who eat just these things, which has been dhammena labdham, which has been obtained with righteously, and na kama kama, their manati, those who don't eat out of sensual pleasures, and satam aslamana, and who don't speak, tell lies, they are the virtuous people. So eat various grasses and leaves and roots, and don't tell lie, and don't eat out of sensual pleasures as you are eating. I mean, that's the implication. Then he says, next part, yada samanam sukatam sunithitam parehi dinnam payatam panitam salinam annam paribhunjamano so bhunjasi kasapa amagandha. Now, since this word kasapa occurs, so therefore it is said it belongs to that domain of kasapa Buddha. What does he say? यदा समनो सुकतम, सुकतम तो ठीक तरह से बनाया हुआ, सुनिठम well dressed food, परे ही दिन्नम पायतम which has been given by others, panitam which is excellent, salinam like high quality, good quality rice and other foods, paribhunjamano, so who eats that, so bhunjasi kassapa amagandam, he eats something like a rotting flesh emitting stench. This doesn't say exactly that the other person was eating it. So, but Buddha replies it in that manner. So then the response from the Kassapa Buddha comes. Na amagandho mama kappatiti ichchevatvam bhasisi brahmana bandhu sadinamanam paribhunjamano sakuntamamsehi susankhatehi uchchamitam kassapa etamatham katham pakaro tav amagandhu. So you must have told him, though Buddha must have replied. So there is something missing here, that this does not apply to me. So then the Brahman says, na amagandho mama kapatiti. So you are saying that this, my comment does not apply to you. Oh, Brahmana Bandhu means he calls him like a brother Brahman. You know? What you say this does not apply while Sarinam Annam Paribhunjamana, while you are eating high quality rice. Sakunta Masa Mamsehi Susan Khatehi. Shakun matlab bird, fowl जैसा birds होते हैं, birds खाते थे. So you are eating a well prepared flesh of a bowl together with high quality rice. Tuchchamitam kassapa etamatham. What is the meaning of all this? Katham pakaro tava magandhu. And what kind of stenchy food you are eating? Then the Buddha replies from 245 onwards.
What is the context of Kassapa? Why doesn't eat mention that good quality rice or?
No, the Brahman is saying you should not.
Okay.
Brahman is saying, starting, the virtuous are the people who eat various kinds of leaves and roots.
So these are all Brahman is saying.
Brahman is saying that they are the virtuous people, but you are eating all this kind of food. So why do you say that it is not stench? According to me, this food is, dirty food. That is that it's dirty. You should not be eating it. And you are eating high quality rice and flesh, and still you say it is not stench. So what is the meaning of all that? So then, from the 4th onwards, the Kassapa Buddha is replying. 245.
पाणातिपातो वधचेत बंधनम थेय्यम मूसावादो निगति वंचिन्नानि च अज्जेन कुंतम
वो बीच के छोड़ दो, उसका अल्टरनेटिव है ऐसे.
परदार वे सेवना ये समग मदो न ही
ऐसा आमगंधो नहीं मांस भोजनम. It says the esam amagandho nahi mamsa bhojanam. This is what I have described is amagam, the not eating of flesh. This is what he's saying. So this is repeated everywhere. So what he's saying, panati pato, taking life. Vadacheda bandhanam, so beating some person, wounding somebody. Theyam, so stealing something. Musabado, telling lies. Nikati, vanchanam, doing fraud and deception. Ajjena kuttam, so you can say, Ajjain actually is used for study of Vedas. So Ajjena kuttam here means studying worthless things. Paradara sevana, going to somebody else's wife. Esamagandho, this is what is called amga. This is what is really stenchy, not the eating of the flesh. So this is the reply which Kassapa Buddha gives.
Does the eating of flesh also is not preceded by taking life, beating and wounding?
Yeah, technically you can say that. But the kind of interpretation, I think I explained last time, like the interpretation given is that if somebody's, because they are arms mendicants, they go around getting food. So if somebody gives them, and whatever the rule is, whatever is given in the bowl, you have to eat. So if somebody gives meat, you just eat it. The perception is there, the explanation given is that this monk who has gone for alms down, he has no intention of killing somebody. The food is already available in the house and they are just giving a part of it. So the animal has already been killed. So they are just giving it and they don't want to refuse it so as to create a bad karma for the donor, for the householder who is giving food. That's why I said it's a controversial point which has been, for which the Buddhist order has been criticized often. To see the totality of the picture, the problem is that Buddha had to reconcile between conflicting requirements. The conflicting requirements being that on one hand you want that monks should eat what the householders give and not prepare own food so that they have interaction with the householders. On the other hand, the society there must be giving whatever they give, they have to eat. Otherwise, they'll become choosy and demand and or go to specific houses and not go to every house. So to set a balance, this condition was put. And for the householders, the conditions are put. When you say what are the varjit, kya kahenge? Varjit, prohibited occupations. The first prohibited occupation is selling of flesh.
Selling of flesh, not eating.
Second is, of course, killing is anyway prohibited. Second is rearing of animals for slaughter. So the idea was that householders were enjoined that they should move from whatever they are doing towards eating vegetarian food. And till such time as that happens, whatever householder gives, the monk is expected to take it. That's the way I can understand it, this issue.
The Silesh is saying that if animal naturally dies,
that
is then used.
Yeah, that also is. There are certain conditions put, on the meat eating also conditions are put. That the animal should not have been killed specifically because the householder knows the monk is coming. So if householders invites a monk, then he is not supposed to give him prepare specially meat for him. But if the monks are going down daily round and there anybody who comes and gives the food and the food is already prepared, then it's okay. And of course, if the animal is dried naturally and then you eat it, then it's seen as not seen as a breaking the sheep. So this is the kind of finer issues which were used to set a relationship between householders and the monks.
Given that there was no shortage of, in this being India, there was no shortage of vegetarian options. If there were a list of so many prohibitions, then why not have? I'm just trying to understand why could he have simply not said that it considers on the one hand that killing is wrong. Why could he have not said that the monks should not eat? I mean, why would that be a problem?
Yeah, I think really.
See, because this natural death, it's not a very practical thing. Mostly the animal would either die of disease, in which case anyway not advisable to eat, or would die after old age. In either case, I don't think mostly these animals are consumed after natural death.
Yeah, that's true. I also think so. But there's no way for us. I mean, most probably we are all guessing. Most probably the society was highly.
It was probably too controversial.
It was no. They were eating meat in a very large amount. Yeah. I mean, popularly people were eating meat.
Prohibiting that would have caused a lot of other
people problems for the society, and large number of householders would have not been got the opportunity to giving food to the monks, which is in the tradition is seen to be a very meritorious act. So that must have been the reason. But this has been a highly controversial issue, as you can easily understand. So the setting up of a balance between the way we look at it is the tendency, the teaching or the regulations are made in such a way that people are motivated naturally to move in that direction rather than you make a regulation, because Buddha never made any regulation of any particular kind. They're all training rules. Even Panatipata Verimani Sikhapadam Samadhyami. I am going to train myself not to hurt others. So that's the way the training rules are given, so that people gradually train themselves to. So there are no kind of shoulds in Buddha's teaching. This should be done always, or this should not be done. So you point out, if you do it, this is going to happen. If you kill somebody, this is going to happen to you. But it's your choice to decide what you want to do.
That includes Shila also, because we mentioned Panatipata.
In every Shila it is said, when we take Shila, Panatipata Verimani Sikhapadam. This is the path which I want, training rule, Samadhyami. I agree to take this training rule of Shil and of all the 5 Shilas or 8 Shilas, whatever you want to say. That's the way training is done. So it's always seen as a training, not as a moral injunction कि मैंने कह दिया ना तुमको, ऐसा नहीं करना. The same issue is about occupation of soldier is not put as a prohibited occupation. That is also very much Buddha's teachings are criticized or found to be very strange. Why did he not in the prohibited occupations soldier was not put? So probably because some people will say probably because soldiers used to come to him and he didn't want to disappoint them. But that's not true. Because soldiers used to come and they say there is a sutta, in which a soldier says that there is a understanding that a soldier dies for the country. It's a very virtuous thing. He says, you don't ask me. 2 times he says, when he asked 3rd time, he says, see, you have asked me, now listen. Actually, when you kill, you will feel the consequences. Whether you kill out of this, why do you face? Because when you kill, you create rise anger, you rise dislike, and therefore the consequences will be there. You face the consequences of it. It's not that a soldier will not face. And yet, you will not say, don't be a part of it. In fact, there is another sutta, there is a story recited by one. This issue was discussed in Sri Lanka very much, because they are Buddhist countries and this army and they were involved in heavy exchange. So a general wrote an article, which is hugely quoted in literature and also in net, if you see, on this issue of Buddhist joining the army or not. He says, why did he not tell the kings? If they were kings, Ajatashatru, Pasanji, Bimbisar, they were his disciples. Why did he not tell them to remove their military and stop? So because he recognized that there is a problem. There is a societal regulation. You have to protect. King has a duty on one hand of protecting his subjects. On the other hand, you tell him that you should be non-violent. So he has to strike a balance in between. So there's a story of one that Ajatashatru comes to him. He tells him, क्या हो रहा है? मेरे सारे सोल्जर मॉन्क्स बन रहे हैं, मेरा क्या होगा, व्हाट विल हैपन टू माय किंगडम? सो देन ही प्रोहिबिट्स soldiers, if they are actively working in the army, they should not be ordained. So people understand that Buddha's non-violence was not pacifism. It's not that you should not, under no circumstance, because there's this another sutta there of another discussion that Buddha in life, in a childhood, he had seen that the very process of eating food involves killing. Because when you take out, he had seen that his father doing ploughing, and when he was doing ploughing, the insects coming out and some dying. So in the process of agriculture itself, there are so many deaths involved. So he said to, what is this? That's how he said, life itself is, in this domain, life is suffering. You can't get out of it. He says that in this domain, if you have to live, even for eating vegetable food, you are going to kill something or the other. So even to breathing, you will die, kill some things. So the Jains were the other, they said no, this is not allowed. So they used to criticize Buddhists very much for this kind of, they would say, taking leeways, अपने आप को freedom दे रहे हैं, enjoying good food, like the person says, want to enjoy good food and then justify it. So it's a big discussion about it. It goes on in literature. Yeah.
ये इत कामेषु असन्नता जना रसेषु गिद्धा सुचि भाव मसिता नथि कदिठी विस्मा दुरन्या ऐसा मगंधो नहीं मंस भोजनम
मांस भोजनम, मांस द फ्लैश. ये इत कामेषु असंय, असंयता मतलब जो संयम नहीं है, जिनमें अनरेस्ट्रेन्ड है in this world, of rasesu giddha, or unrestrained in kameshu, sensual pleasures, कामनाओं में या lust में, they are in unrestrained. Rasesu giddha, rasesu मतलब tasty food के attached हैं, they want tasty and they are greedy for tasty foods. Asuchi bhava मस्सिता, असुच भावम अस्सिता, वह गलत अशोभनीय कार्य जो है, इम्प्योर थिंग्स को करते हैं. नथि काडिथि, जो समझते हैं निहिलिस्ट है, समझते हैं कि यही जाना मैं, मरने के बाद तो कुछ भी नहीं है. विषमा दुरन्या, विषमा मतलब अनजस्ट है, एंड दुरन्या वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू फॉलो. दिस इज आमगंधा, नॉट द ईटिंग ऑफ द फ्लैश.
ये लुखासा दुरुना पिठिथि ममसिका मिता अदुनो निकुरन अतिमानियो अडा नसिला नाचा देंती कसची ऐसा मगधगंध,
ऐसा आमगंध,
ऐसा आमगधनो नहीं ना ही मांस भोजन.
ये लूखस से दारुणा, लूखस मतलब wretched है, दारुणा तो हार्श है. पिट्ठी मांसिका, बैक बाइट करते हैं. मित्रदुन्नो, जो मित्र हैं उनको बिट्रे करते हैं. निकरुणम अतिमानो, जो मर्सीलेस है, निकरुणा का करुणा नहीं है. आत्मानव, जो बहुत अपने आप को समझते हैं, अपने यानी कुछ मानते हैं, ऐसा समझ एरोगेंट है. आदानशीला, जो किसी को मतलब देने में विश्वास नहीं करते, दान करने में विश्वास नहीं करते. वैसे देनती कस्सची, और किसी को कुछ भी नहीं देने को विश्वास है. दिस इज व्हाट इज rotting, but not the eating of flesh.
पिछले वाले में जो वो था, greedy for tasty food.
So you can see this is being pointed out, that point. So whatever is given, you eat. This is वो बता रहा था अर्पण कि वो भी बिल्कुल वैसे करते हैं, बॉल में लेके खा सकते.
तो वहाँ पे वो नॉनवेज,
हाँ वहाँ पे
खाते हैं,
वहाँ पे जो वो लेते हैं, जो भी मिलता है वो रख लेते हैं, फिर वो रख देते हैं वहाँ पे. तो मैंने कहा तुम्हारा क्या हो, तुम तो एनिमल एक्टिविस्ट हो. कहते बट बस इतना वो भी था, वेजिटेरियन फूड भी था, तो मैं सेलेक्ट करके खा लेता हूँ. एंड they don't expect the householders to mix up and eat.
तो हाउस होल्डर्स की लाइफ में अब ये जैसे ये ग्रीड फॉर टेस्टी फूड है, इसकी लाइन अगर कोशिश करें कहीं ड्रॉ करने की, वो कहाँ होनी चाहिए? एक है कि एंजॉय मत करिए खाने को, जो मिल रहा है खाइए, बट यू शुड नॉट, मतलब एक होता है पीपल लुक फॉरवर्ड टू कि अच्छा आज कुछ खाएंगे, एक होता है बाहर जाके खास एक चीज लेकर खानी है, मतलब हाउ डू यू डिसाइड व्हाट इज ग्रीड फॉर टेस्टी फूड?
ग्रीड के लिए एक क्राइटेरिया ये कहा जाता है that if you don't get it, then you get upset. That is the
But the desire to have something special,
desire by itself
that
is not a
greed.
problem. Desire is not a problem. Attachment to that desire is the problem. We are all sitting in the desiring to become better people. So there's not a problem. But if you make a obsession with it, that is a problem. Tanha does not mean, is not a problem by itself. Tanha pachya upadana. That you grasp it. Desire, then you grasp the desire. Then upadana pachya bhava. Then you get into bhava and jati and suffering. So desires can be wholesome and unwholesome. That also is true, isn't it? One can have a desire to do unwholesome things. One can have a desire to do wholesome things. But even a desire to do wholesome things, if you get obsessed, then you become the problem.
So एक तो ये है कि
So
you get
there's another interesting sutta about food. I think I have mentioned it earlier also. कि वो भिक्षु उनसे पूछते हैं ये issue of tasty food, this food, that. Of course, that is for monks. So he says the example he gives कि एक तुमने देखा है कोई जा रहा होगा, कोई भी कार्ट जा रही होगी, उसमें चींची कर रहा होगा पहिया, इसमें चींची कर रहा है, तो ये भिक्षु ये जो ब्रह्म ये हाउस होल्डर ये क्या करेगा? कहते जो तेल लाएगा उसमें डालेगा ताकि आवाज कम हो जाए. तो कहते वो तेल इसलिए डालता है कि वो उसकी स्मेल अच्छी है कि टेस्ट अच्छी है? कहते नहीं, इसलिए डालता है कि आवाज कम हो जाए. Says food also you should eat in such a manner that your body does not creak. It does not create problems for you, so that you should remain, sit and meditate and not get carried away by the attention to be given to body. So that I found a very good way of understanding. Food should be that which does not cause creaking. So which means it should be healthy. It should not prevent you from doing what you ought to do. Body को ख्याल रखना भी तुम्हारा कर्म है. You should eat food which is healthy, and therefore जब अनहेल्दी खाते हैं तभी शरीर में कुछ ना कुछ होता है. Then it starts creaking. तो कुछ करो, ये करो, वो खाओ, डाइजेस्टिव खाओ, कुछ मेडिसिन लो, फूड को डाइजेस्ट करो, डॉक्टर के पास. So all that it should be avoided. So I found that as a very healthy way of understanding what should be the food.
तो इसके जो दो एस्पेक्ट्स है, एक तो ये जैसे आपने बताया कि अगर नहीं मिल रहा तो अपसेट हो रहे हैं, दैट शोज ग्रीड है. दूसरा कि मान लीजिए अपसेट तो नहीं हो रहे, लेकिन टेस्ट की वजह से अनहेल्दी फूड खा रहे हैं क्योंकि टेस्टी है. दैट इज आल्सो ग्रीड. आपको पता है कि उससे पेट भर जाएगा या उससे नुकसान हो रहा है,
तो भी खाए जा रहे हैं, तो ऑब्वियसली यू आर बीइंग ग्रीडी अबाउट द टेस्ट.
इसमें प्रॉब्लम क्या है कि इट्स नॉट इमीडिएटली कुछ प्रॉब्लम हो जाएगी. ये सोचते हैं कि लॉन्ग टर्म में ये नुकसान करेगा,
नेक्स्ट टाइम, थर्ड टाइम, फोर्थ टाइम, समटाइम तो पता चल जाएगा ना. Once one knows, one does not know, then it's not greed, then it is ignorance. Once one knows, then there will be treated as a greed.
But generally मैं नोटिस किया कि टेस्ट की वजह से जब आप अनहेल्दी फूड खाते हो, it is associated with the first one also. जब आपको नहीं मिलता, you feel bad. Because unhealthy food खाने में there is a definitely an उपादान.
जैसे एक तो है कि ऑब्वियसली अनहेल्दी है, सामने दिख ही रहा है कि ये स्ट्रीट फूड है, आपको पता है कि अनहाइजीनिक तरीके से बना है, फिर भी खा रहे हो कि टेस्टी है. पता है कि मोस्ट प्रॉब्ली का पेट खराब होना है, फिर भी खा रहे हैं लोग, वो भी होता है. और एक है कि आपको पता है ये लॉन्ग टर्म में बहुत मीठा खा रहा हूँ, नुकसान करेगा, लेकिन मीठा अच्छा लगता है इसलिए खा रहा हूँ, क्योंकि इमीडिएट तो कोई असर है नहीं, 5-10-20 साल में कुछ होगा जो होगा. तो हो सकता है वो ना मिले तो उससे आप अपसेट ना हो, उतना भी नहीं है कि आप अपसेट हो रहे हो, लेकिन फिर भी आप रोज खा भी रहे हो. तो so is that also greed?
Till such time as the body is not creaking. But while eating, if you are, that it's a more delicate kind of subtle thing than that. while eating, what is your response to the process of feeling which arises when you eat? Basically, तो वहाँ पे बात बनती है ना. When we eat, there is a feeling of the tongue, taste की feeling है ना. वहाँ पे same thing होगा. There will be consciousness of the tongue, then there will be feeling, then there is craving, tanha, then there is upadana. So if that is seen, कि ये food tasty है, just we hold that feeling there and don't respond and want it more and more. Normally क्या होता है? You eat something, then you overeat. What is tasty, we tend to overeat. So that overeating is a clear indication of greed. If you have tasty food, then you can't run away from there कि अब तो मुझे नहीं ये नहीं खाना, मुझे तो वही पत्ते ही खाने हैं, मैं ढूंढूंगा पत्ते कहाँ हैं. That is a greed for patta. So we have to see our
I
mind.
think the example of overeating tending towards greed and versus forcing yourself कि दिख रहा है मन भी कर रहा है पर आप मन मार रहे हो.
हाँ तो वो that is aversion.
That is
That is aversion. So it's a delicate balance of accepting the way it is.
मतलब किसी चीज को इसलिए मत छोड़िए कि ये टेस्टी है इसलिए छोड़ दो, लेकिन पेट भर गया तो अब छोड़ दो.
That's it. Body greed नहीं होनी चाहिए ना.
टेस्ट की वजह से और मत.
That is the question actually. Starting from the first thing he was saying ना, मैं तो सिर्फ पत्ते खाता हूँ और जो रूट्स और वो खाते हैं जो भी मुझे जस्टली मिल जाए कहीं. मतलब जंगल में रहता था ना वो. That story background पीछे इनमें लिखा हुआ है. वो जंगल में रहता था तो he had lot of he used to get good food. I mean वहाँ खाता था फिर तो उसकी getting lot of respect. So once the Buddha came into in that area, he started getting less respect. उसने कहा क्या चक्कर हो गया. And then he found कि ये तो ये खाता तो उसने he questioned it. मैं तो ये सब करता हूँ तो तुम ऐसे खाते हो फिर भी ये तुम कह रहे हो कि तुम अच्छे हो, ये क्या बात हुई. So that is probably the background under which this dialogue has taken place. Okay, now I'll read out next one. Kodho mado thambho pachupatthapana maya usuya bhassamusayo yacha mana atimano cha asabdhi santhaho esamavagandho nayamam sabhojana. So kodho means anger, pano, mado means intoxication, thambo means being obstinate, pachupatthana means being having two different, strong attachment to personal vision. जैसे अपना को जो भी आपका रिलीजन के प्रति या किसी भी प्रति attitude of bigotry. Then Maya, the deceitful. Usuya means who is envy. Bhassamusayo मतलब बहुत ज़्यादा बोलता है जो ग्रैंडिल. He speaks very proudly. Bhassamusayo, he speaks very proudly. Mana atimano, he is extremely conceited. Asabhi मतलब असभ्य है. Santhawo, he is intimate with the असभ्य लोगों से. Unjust people, he is intimate with them. This is what is the आमगंधा. ये पापशीला इन घात सूचका वोहार कूटा इद पाति रूपिका नरा धम्मा येद करोन्ति किब्बिसम ऐसा माम गंधो नहीं माम सब भोजन. ये पापशीला मतलब जिसके शील जो है बहुत पाप के हैं, लो हैं, गंदे हैं. इन मतलब डेट लेके इन गहता सूचका मतलब डेट लेके कहता है मैं तो नहीं देता. वोहार कूटा who is deceitful in व्यवहार. इधर पाति रूपिका मतलब काउंटरफिट कर. पाति रूपिका मतलब अपना रूप बदलता है, काउंटरफिट करता है अपनी डीलिंग्स में. नरा धम्मा इस दोज अधम लोग हैं, the lowest of men. Yeda karonti kibbisam, who commit sins. That is the amagandha, not the eating of the flesh. Yeda panesu sanyata jana pare samadaya he samyutta dussila luddha parusa anadara he samamagandho नहीं मांस भोजन। ये मतलब जो यहाँ पानेसु प्राणियों में असंयत है, those who are unrestrained, जना, those people who are unrestrained towards other creatures, परे समादाय, विहंस विहे समयुक्ता, दूसरों को मेंट है, दूसरों को नुकसान पहुंचाने में, हर्ट करने में, दुस्सीला, उनके शील अच्छे नहीं है, लुब्धा या क्रूअल, फरुसा, जिनकी वाणी बहुत हार्श है, जो बैक बाइटिंग करते हैं, स्लेंडर करते हैं, अनादरा, जो रिस्पेक्टफुल, आदर नहीं करते लोगों का, डिसरिस्पेक्टफुल है, ऐसा मामगंधो, दिस इज व्हाट इज आमगंध। एतेषु गिद्धा विरुद्धातिपानो विरुद्धा पातिनो निश्चयुक्तापेच तमं विजन्ति ये पतन्ति सत्ता निर्यम अवंसिरा ऐसा मामगंधो नहीं मांस भोजन। ऐसा गिद्धा विरुद्ध पातिपानो, जो गिद्धा मतलब ग्रीड के कारण दूसरों को से मारते हैं, those who attack other beings out of greed, निश्चयुक्ता, हमेशा पेच तमम भजन्ति है, they are always bent upon doing wrong things, पतन्ति सत्ता निर्यम अवम सिरा, अवम सिरा मतलब सिर नीचे करके, they fall into the hell, when they go downward into the hell, and patanti satta niryam, they after death they go to the darkness and fall into the hell. This is amagandha. Okay. Then namacham mamsanam anasakatam na nagiyam na mundiyam jata jalam खराजनानी नाग्यहुत्ता, इकट्ठा मैंने अलग अलग कर दिया, सुपसेवना ये वापि लोके अमरा बाहुतापा मनता होती यन्य अमुत्तप सेवना सोदेन्ति मच्छम अवित्तन्न कंकनम। न मच्छ मांसवनम, जो those who abstain from fish, he says abstaining from fish and meat, macha means fish and meat, anasakatam, those who are doing fasting, na nagyenam, neither by staying naked, na mundiyam, neither by having matted, गंजे होने से, जटा जलम, और having matted hair, जटा होने से, खारी जिनानी, ashes लगाने से, नग्गहुत्ता, और ये नग्गहुत्ता सुसप सेवना, न अग्गिहुत्ता, अग्गिहुत्ता मतलब आग को जो सेवन करते हैं, आग जो यज्ञ करते हैं, एक तरह से अग्नि का वर्शिप करते हैं। ये वापी लोके अमरा बाहुतापा, अमरा इज ए डिफिकल्ट वर्ड, उसका ट्रांसलेशन मतलब अमरा इज एक्चुअली मीनिंग ऑफ ए फिश जो हाथ से फिसल जाती है, उसका ट्रांसलेशन स्लिपरी कर दिया, उसमें कुछ और ही अजीब सा था। न वापी ये वापी लोके अमरा बाहुतापा, ऑल दीज पेनेंसेस आर वेरी स्लिपरी, उससे कुछ ज्यादा फायदा नहीं होने वाला है। मंत्र आहुति, मंत्रों की आहुति देना मतलब इनकेंटेशन करना, यन्य अमुत्तप सेवना, और जो सीजन्स हैं उनके हिसाब से जीवन जीना, परफॉर्मिंग ड्यूटीज अकॉर्डिंग टू सीजन्स, सोधेन्ति मच्चम अवित्तिन्न खंखम, these things purify a mortal who has not overcome doubts. It says these things do not purify a mortal who has not overcome doubts. Overcoming doubts is the most important things. योतेषु गुत्तो विदितेन्द्रियो चरे धम्मे स्थितो अजाव मध्य रतो संगातीतो सब दुखम पहाइनो न लिप्पति दिट्ठम सुते सुधीरो। So this is what is धीरा, the wise person जो है, वितिन्द्रियो चरे, with the organs of sense, gutto the guarded sense, and vitindriyo has conquered his senses. Then he dwells in that manner of conquering the senses. Dhamme titho, he is established in Dhamma. Ajava madhave, Ajava means he is straight. Tidaniya madhava, mild, he is gentle. Rato, who remains like that. Rato sangatito, who is overcome the attachment. Sangha, संग की जो मतलब attachment को overcome कर लिया, all ties he has overcome. सब दुख पहिनो, who is left behind all the suffering, Na lippati dittha sute sudhiro. That such a wise person does not cling to what is sute sudhiro, what is dittha, what is seen and what is heard. So the person who does not cling either to what is seen or what is heard, that is the wise man. Such a person is the wise. Ichchate mattham bhagava punna punnam akhasinam vedeyi mantapalu chitrahi gathahi muni pakasai nirama gandho asito duranyo. This is a very rare kind of thing which you find, such a statement. Ichchema attham bhagava punam punam. This subject the Bhagavan, the Lord taught again and again. Akhasinam vedayi mataparagu. And the Brahman who was accomplished in the Vedas, Vedayi mantra, Vedon ke mantro mein jo accomplished tha, he understood it. Chitra hi gathai, with a color, with the various beautiful sentences. Chitra hi gathai. Chitra is beautiful and gathai grantho, verses. Muni pakase, or the Muni explained it in various verses. Nirama gandho asito dadanyo. That what is the characteristic of that money? Who is free from all defilements, asito dadanyo, and who is detached and difficult to follow. So he explained it therefore in beautiful sentences. Sutvana buddhasya subhasitam padam niramagandham sapadukha panudanam nityamano vadi tathagatasya tatheva pabbajam arochi atitthati. So having heard these words of the Buddha, subhashitam, the well spoken words, having heard them, Nirama Gandham, which are free from all stench, all free from all defilement, Sabba Dukkha Panudanam, those which end all misery, Nityamano Vandita Thagatas, so that Brahman, he worshipped the Tathagata in humility, Nityamano, apne ko low karke, in humility, Tatheva Pabbajam Arochi Atitchiti, and at that very place he requested for Pravarja, requested that you admit into the order. So this is the
So on the question of food, Ashutosh has a question. So he's saying that if we are eating in limited quantity and we like its taste, there is no greed, then also are we increasing our raga?
I mean, it's not necessary. Also, it's not necessary. It depends on the intention with which we are eating and how we are responding to the pleasant sensation arising out of food. Where I get a pleasant feeling, feeling at the tongue.
Tongue over the mouth.
Yes, हमने पढ़े ना छच्चा का सुत्ता में 6 different
Smell,
consciousnesses and 6 different feelings. It's also a feeling. You eat the food and you get a good feeling. So that feeling, if we are holding on to it and we create a craving for it, then that will be rather will be done. Just by eating tasty food, it's like saying that we are sitting and we get a cool wind, so then we are feeling pleasant. At this moment, we are feeling pleasant. So if you are mindful of it, there's no problem, there's no issue that we should unnecessarily make ourselves unpleasant. So the story is given at the end of it. It's interesting that about this monk. They say that he used to live only on these roots. So he used to get deficiency and he used to fall ill and then come to village and then take some salt and vinegar and all that to cure himself and then go back again and eat. So then once he must have seen Buddha eating such a wonderful food that was like, "Mujhe kya hua?" Then he questioned him. Good. Any other comment on it?
No more comments.
Good. So then over to Deepak.